Hi, I'm Trevor, and I am excited to record a new ABP album because we have a bunch of new songs, and when we record them, people can listen to them. I hope that people enjoy listening to the music. I hope it makes them happy. I hope that it's good music. And I hope that eventually, as they listen to the music, they reflect about the places of these animals in their lives, and also that they reflect on their own lives. But if all that happens is that people tap their toes a few times, well, I think that our mission is successful.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Luginbill. I am the producer and engineer of the Anabaptist Bestiary Project Volume 2.
Jonathan is a really skilled musician, but he's also a really skilled sound engineer and recording engineer. And so we're really excited to have this opportunity to work with him, to have him on campus, to have him have access to good equipment, some nice microphones, and to have access to good space that we can record in. And Jonathan makes all of these things happen for us, and makes them happen in a way that is student-led and student-run, and I'm really excited about that.
So the recording process started with the original scratch tracks on acoustic guitar and vocals, so that any other instrument layered on top of that would have kind of the background of the music to go with. So we started with scratch acoustic guitar, and Zeke sang some scratch vocals, and then I played that back over headphones to Sam and Eli, our drummers, as they recorded their drum track.
I like recording. It's just about my favorite thing to do. I love the process of putting the different pieces together, hearing what it all sounds like, thinking of a new part to add, a new tone to put in. Writing a song is a very sparse endeavor, and listening to record it, hearing it kind of achieve its fruition that way, that's a really exciting process for me.
After we got the scratch tracks, drums came next, and we were looking for more of an acoustically dead space, so reverb could be added in later digitally, and the space that I found that would be the best for recording was actually the lobby in Moseman Hall, right outside the Gilliam room. And we moved the couches out of the way, and set up all the drum set. And I think I used 11 drum mics, 2 sets of overheads, which I can decide which overhead I like better. I put primarily 57s on all of the toms and snare, top and bottom. Used AT2020s for 1 pair of spaced overheads and a Beta 52 on the kick drum, and a couple other mics. Can't quite remember which else we used, but yeah, it was kind of claustrophobic in the lobby, as you know. The lobby, as you might know or might not know, the lobby is fairly small, so we managed to fit all of this equipment in there, as well as my computer, myself, Trevor, and the drummers, and we got to recording. After we recorded drums, it made sense to replace the acoustic scratch tracks with the actual acoustic track and go ahead and record bass after that, so we had more of the foundation of the music. Both the acoustic and the bass were recorded up here in the studio, the sound booth of Yoda Recital Hall. And the acoustic, we just used a stereo microphone, actually Avantone's CK40, which is a stereo mic. We used that to record the acoustic guitar, and that was a mid-side configuration for those of you that are curious. And for the bass, I had the bass cabinet, which I placed on the steps kind of facing towards the stage, and I close mic'd it with 57. I close mic'd that with a Beta 52 microphone. I also went DI into our interface, and the interface split the signal and brought it back out to the amp, which then mic'd it so we could record 2 tracks at the same time simultaneously, both DI and amp. So instead of having to re-record DI and then re-record it as amped, or re-amp it later, we just knocked it out quickly. Had the vocalists come up in the booth, Zeke, Julia, Blake, Zikafus, had them come up to the sound booth where I recorded acoustic guitar and bass. And I started by putting 4 or 5 microphones in front of them and having them just sing a chorus into those microphones to decide which mic we would use on their voice, since no voice is the same and no microphone is built the same either. And so once we picked out a mic, listening back to what they had recorded, once we picked out a mic, we went ahead and just recorded all of their vocals. Currently we are working on doing a bit of the electric guitar, which is done in much the same way as the bass, where I take a DI into the interface and reroute it back out to an amp and then remic the amp, just so we can quickly knock out that and I can have 2 different sounds to play with. So we're doing a little bit of electric guitar, and I'm doing that at my house actually, so we can throw an amp in a closet. There's really no space here on Bluffton's campus that would allow really a good treatment of the electric amp. We're also working on doing some of the piano recording, which will probably be done here in Yoda Recital Hall. There's a nice Steinway piano, and I'll just stereo mic that piano. If we want any other sort of piano sounds, there's plenty of pianos on campus where we can get a different style. We might play around with a little bit of MIDI. I know Trevor has a lot of synth sounds that he likes to use, so there'll be probably some synth MIDI experimentation within the album also. And finally, after everything is mixed and mastered, the audio will be sent off, as well as any graphic art, graphic design, any album information will be sent out to a company that will be making the CDs for us. And that's really where the biggest expense is. So after we've got that expense and we've sent the CDs out to be made, we'll have Anabaptist Bestiary Project Volume 2.